Hi, I'm Dr. Dave Kohl, Professor Emeritus Agriculture Economics and Academic Hall of Famer from Virginia Tech, Blacksburg, Virginia. One of the things that we are going to discuss in this edition of Collaboration is the Livestock Summit that we recently held at Fair Oaks Farm between Indianapolis and Chicago. Diversification into livestock is a major megatrend in the Midwestern agriculture. More people are diversifying to diversify their income, but also use land that's less suitable for crops, but also, more importantly, it utilizes the manure that the livestock present. And then finally, sometimes people move into livestock to fulfill a passion or a dream. Of course, we visited Fair Oaks Farm, and it's real interesting. 250,000 visitors pass through Fair Oaks annually, and it's interesting. 8 zip codes near Fair Oaks is the majority of the individuals, and of course, we looked at and examined tours in swine, but also in dairy livestock, and kind of looked at a futuristic view. And then after a nice steak dinner, and then under a full moon, one of the things is there was a tremendous amount of networking that went on with the agriculture producers that were at the summit. The following morning, we had a debriefing, and these are some very, very important perspectives concerning what they picked up in that 24 hours at the conference. Many of them indicated that manure is now becoming the MVP, or the most valuable product, particularly in the light of what's happening with commercial fertilizer, where over 60% of commercial fertilizer is produced with authoritarian economies, of course, like Russia and China. Another point in perspective was that export markets and trade is very important, particularly on the livestock side. $1 in $5 in net farm income comes from export markets. And one of the things that we've seen in recent years, other speakers at the conference suggested this, that we've seen growth in exports, particularly with South Korea, Japan, and China, both in pork and beef. The key question is, are they going to be sustainable out there in the future, given the global economic climate and the geopolitical issues? Another aspect that the participants picked up was the 96-4-50 rule. That is, 96% of your customers won't give you any problems, 4% do, but you end up spending 50% of your time with the 4%. And sometimes you got to fire the customer. This also works for employees. 96% of the employees don't give you issues, 4% do. You end up spending 50% of your time with those problem individuals, and sometimes they're family members, and sometimes you have to make the hard call and fire the family member. Another concept that was discussed, they thought was very important, we moved from just in time to just enough. What has happened is the pandemics really accentuated shortages in parts, supplies, and different things. And so I think one of the things we're going to have to think about over the next 3 to 5 years is not just in time, but do we have enough, and do we have just enough? Also, one of the things that was discussed at the conference is we have to be careful of the flip the switch, whether it's the Federal Reserve increasing interest rates, whether it's environmental policy, whether it's going from fossil fuel energy to green energy, or whether it's the FDA. These can change a whole business model very, very quickly. And again, one of the things that we really stressed at the summit was to focus on financials and financial sensitivity analysis to provide the guardrails for your business as we kind of navigate these whitewaters that are created by domestic and global economic trends. Finally, participants left the conference with the point that entrepreneurism built America. And one of the things that we had with this group this year was some real positive, proactive thinking entrepreneurs, and they're going to serve agriculture in the Midwest very, very well. Well, folks, I look forward to being back with you again for another edition of Collaboration. And if you get a chance to attend some of these educational venues, put on by the association. I really encourage it, and I really look forward to meeting you all in person. See you the next time.